Every great discovery or invention begins as madness. A dream so impossible, people laugh at it. But what if I told you there's a secret pipeline that turns every fantasy into reality? Welcome to my channel Kalki, where imagination meets AI. Here, we explore powerful ideas, creative tools, and the future of technology. A couple of decades ago, someone told you that you'd carry a device in your pocket that would connect you to every human on Earth, guide you with satellites spinning above the planet, and capture your memories in crystal detail. You would have called them crazy. Today, you're probably bored by your smartphone. This isn't just technological progress. This is the most predictable pattern in human history. Yet most people never see it coming. Every technology you use daily once lived in the realm of pure impossibility. But they all followed the exact same three-stage journey from fantasy to mundane reality. There's a secret pathway that every breakthrough technology travels, as predictable as sunrise. Stage 1. Pure magic. Someone imagined something that violates everything. Flying machines when everyone knew humans couldn't fly. Instant global communication when messages took months to cross oceans. Pocket computers when machines filled up entire buildings. At this stage, the idea exists only in imagination, pure fantasy, with no connection to physical reality. Stage 2. Engineering wizardry. Brilliant minds figure out how to bend the laws of physics without breaking them. The Wright brothers didn't defy gravity, they discovered lift. Marconi didn't break the speed of light, he found radio waves. Steve Jobs didn't create magic, he miniaturized existing technologies. This is where the impossible transforms into the inevitable. Stage 3. Boring reality, what once seemed miraculous, becomes so commonplace, we forget it was ever impossible. Your smartphone contains more computing power than NASA used to land on the moon. Yet you use it primarily to watch cat videos and argue with strangers on the internet? This isn't just about technology. The same pipeline governs everything. Medicine. Heart transplants from impossible fantasy to experimental procedure to routine surgery. Transportation. Breaking the sound barrier from impossible to engineering challenge to everyday flight. Communication. Video calling. From science fiction to expensive novelty to free smartphone feature. The timeline keeps accelerating. What once took centuries now happens in decades. What once took decades now happens in years. But here's the strangest part. We adapt so quickly to miracles that we lose the ability to appreciate them. You carry more information than the greatest libraries in history. Yet you complain when a web page takes 3 seconds to load. You can speak face-to-face with someone on the other side of the planet, yet you get annoyed when the video pixelates slightly. We've become professionally unimpressed by the impossible. This isn't ingratitude, it's how our brains work. We're designed to adapt, to make the extraordinary ordinary, so we can focus on the next challenge. But understanding this pattern gives you a superpower. You can predict which impossible ideas will become inevitable realities. Right now, technologies are moving through the pipeline that will seem as mundane to your grandchildren as smartphones seem to you. Currently impossible, Stage 1. Uploading consciousness into machines. Simulations indistinguishable from reality. Bending time, traveling faster than light. Currently amazing, Stage 2. Quantum computers cracking the unsolvable. Organs grown in laboratories, cars that drive themselves, AI that writes, draws, and dreams. Soon to be boring, Stage 3. Video calls with perfect translation. Renewable energy cheaper than fossil fuels. Computers that understand natural language. Genetic treatments for inherited diseases. The pattern never changes. Only the timeline accelerates. Most people stumble through technological change, constantly surprised by developments that follow predictable patterns. But once you recognize the magic science pipeline, you've gained 3 crucial advantages. Prediction. You can anticipate which technologies will succeed and which will fail by understanding where they are in the pipeline. Instead of resisting inevitable changes, you can prepare for and leverage them. You can maintain wonder for genuine miracles instead of taking them for granted. But here's what makes this truly fascinating. The magic science pipeline doesn't just describe technology, it describes how anything impossible becomes possible. Scientific discoveries follow the same path. Social changes follow the same path. Even personal breakthroughs follow the same path. Understanding this pattern is like having a map of how the future unfolds. Not the specific details, those are always surprising, but the underlying structure that makes impossible things inevitable. The most mind-bending realization. We're living through the greatest magic show in human history, and most of us are too bored to notice. Every day, you witness miracles that would have seemed like pure fantasy to people just decades ago. The internet lets you access any piece of human knowledge instantly. GPS tells you exactly where you are on a planet spinning through space. Your phone camera captures light and transforms it into permanent memories. But because these miracles have moved through the pipeline to boring reality, we've lost our sense of wonder. The Magic Science Pipeline reveals that we're not just observers of this transformation. We're participants in the greatest period of impossible made possible in human history. What this means for you, tomorrow's impossible, is today's engineering challenge. Today's amazing will be tomorrow's mundane reality. The question isn't whether miraculous changes are coming, they're inevitable. The question is whether you'll recognize them, prepare for them, and maintain the wonder to appreciate living through the most magical period in human history. The pipeline never stops. The magic never ends. It just moves to the next stage, waiting for us to notice the pattern and step consciously into the flow of impossible becoming inevitable. The only question is, will you notice it? Will you carry the wonder? Coming next, Taming Infinity, how chunking the impossible makes everything solvable. If this journey sparks something in you, come, let's explore more together. Each video will dive deeper into the hidden patterns of life. Subscribe to my channel, because this is just the beginning. Thanks for watching. See you soon.